Gold Coast. Up on the Gold Coast today, had a great win over the D's. They generally just got the better of a side that has struggled through the year, Melbourne. They showed their class, the Suns.
Yeah, so they got out of the gates super early in the first term. We've seen them do this, though, throughout 2025. Leading at quarter time, they've had 8 wins and just the 1 loss. When they trail at quarter time, one win and 4 losses. So they are a team that when they start hot, they continue that on, and they were just really hot early out of the gates. Melbourne, they were caught napping. They really were on the back foot. They conceded 8 marks inside forward 50. This was after making that decision to drop Jake Lever at the selection table to try and, I guess, get a little bit more assertive in their defensive half and make a bit of a stand. But yeah, it was a pretty poor showing in the first quarter from Melbourne, but all the more reason to celebrate Gold Coast Suns and what they were able to do in the first term.
Stephen May had a bit of a clumsy hit on Ben Ainsworth, and it seems to have been the theme of the round that there's been a fair bit of feeling across the board.
There has been. There's been little spot fires everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if this could be some of the biggest fines that we see dished out in a round of football, because we saw it at the SCG, we saw it this afternoon. I think every game nearly has had a little bit of this in it, and just the cleverness from Ainsworth to just pick up the ball, take the advantage and run it all the way into the square to kick his goal. But it was just clumsy from Stephen May, nothing more than that. But you'd think if there's an incident like that, it's probably going to cause a few players to stick up for their teammate as well.
Now, it probably puts Melbourne out of the running for finals. We've been saying that the last couple of weeks, but this is probably the nail in the coffin for them, which takes us to an analysis of where the ladder sits right now. We know Gold Coast have a game in hand because of Cyclone Alfred at the start of the year, but it's so tight at the very top.
Yeah, it is, and I think this is probably one of the years in the 18-team era that we're going to see the team that actually earns that spot in 8th position is going to have to be probably winning the more games than they've ever had to win to hold on to that spot. Obviously, the top 9 there in really strong positions, 10th in Port Adelaide, but if we go back to 2016, that was the last time where, have a look at North Melbourne there on 8th, 40, and the next best team in 9th, 28 with Port Adelaide. So it's an interesting way that this has played out. I know a few weeks ago, or a month or so ago, we were almost saying that the top 8 was all but locked in.
Yep.
There was maybe one team that could float in and out, and it sort of still looks like that. 9th at the moment, GWS, but there is that game in hand.
And the Bulldogs winning from 7th on the ladder in 2016 as well just goes to show that anything could happen towards the pointy end of this season.